The drama surrounding Shedeur Sanders and the Cleveland Browns isn't just another quarterback controversy. It's not another throwaway story about depth charts, preseason hype, or a rookie trying to carve out his place in the league. No, this is something far more gripping, far more layered, and far more revealing about not only Shedeur Sanders himself, but also about the NFL's complicated relationship with power, image, and legacy. This is about a young man who was never supposed to be here, at least not like this, and an owner whose careless words may have done more to shape Shedeur's rise than anything that happened on the field. Because when Jimmy Haslam, the Browns' owner, looked at a room full of reporters and declared that Shedeur wasn't my pick, he may have thought he was drawing a line, distancing himself from the narrative before it got too big. But what he really did was light the fuse on a storyline that has now consumed Cleveland, captured national attention, and revealed just how ready Shedeur Sanders is for the spotlight he's been preparing for all his life. But before we get to Haslam's words, before we dissect the way Shedeur dismantled that narrative with a single calm response, let's step back and understand what makes this moment so extraordinary. Shedeur Sanders isn't your average rookie quarterback. He's the son of Deion Sanders, one of the greatest to ever play the game, a Hall of Famer whose shadow stretches across generations. And from the moment Shedeur picked up a football, there were whispers. Could he ever live up to that name? Would he be dismissed as just Deion's son? Would the NFL chew him up, spit him out, and reduce his legacy to nothing more than a failed experiment? The odds, if we're being honest, weren't in his favor. Fifth-round picks don't usually become franchise cornerstones. They don't usually steal the hearts of locker rooms, fans, and media outlets in just a few weeks of camp and preseason action. And they certainly don't usually hold their composure when the man who signs their checks basically tells the world that they're not his guy. But that's exactly what makes Shedeur Sanders different. He's not following the script, he's writing a new one. Jimmy Haslam's comment didn't come out of nowhere by accident. It was calculated. A subtle jab dressed as a casual remark. The kind of thing owners say when they want to assert control over a story that's slipping away from them. Haslam has been here before: quarterback controversies, failed experiments, awkward press conferences, the endless cycle of Cleveland football dysfunction. His tenure as owner has been defined by instability at the most important position in sports. And so, when reporters began buzzing about Shedeur's poise, his maturity, his performance, Haslam decided to make sure everyone knew he wasn't the one who signed off on that draft pick. He wasn't my pick, he said, with no clarification, no nuance, no follow-up explanation. Just a blunt reminder that while Shedeur might be impressing on the field, he didn't have the backing of the man at the very top. The media smelled blood instantly. To them, this was the kind of storyline that writes itself. A rookie quarterback, a controversial owner, a tension-filled, quote, just begging to be dissected. They circled Shedeur like sharks at the very next press conference. Their questions, sharp and loaded, designed to provoke a reaction, to create a headline, to find the crack in the armor. They wanted Shedeur angry. They wanted him defensive. They wanted him to say something that could be taken out of context, something that could reinforce the idea that he was brash, arrogant, or in over his head. But instead, they got something else entirely. Shedeur didn't flinch, didn't roll his eyes, didn't snap back, didn't give them the meltdown they were waiting for. Instead, he leaned into the microphone, calm and measured, and delivered a line so simple and so powerful. It instantly reframed the conversation. "I don't make picks," he said. "I play football. My job is to show I belong on this team, in this league. The rest, y'all can sort it out." With that one statement, he dismantled an agenda without raising his voice, without breaking composure, without giving anyone the soundbite they were hunting for. Reporters fumbled to follow up, pressing him about locker room dynamics or ownership support, but Shedeur met every question with the same poise. "Got nothing but love for the guys I suit up with," he added. "We don't play for egos, we play for wins." What could have been a controversy, what could have been the start of a messy feud, turned into something else entirely. It became a case study in narrative control, because while most rookies in Shedeur's position might have taken Haslam's comment as an attack, as an insult, or as a challenge to prove themselves, Shedeur saw it for what it really was: a test, a chance to show not just his teammates, but the entire NFL, that he wasn't going to be rattled by noise, politics, or power plays. And make no mistake, everyone was watching. His teammates noticed, the fans noticed, and the league noticed. In a sport where trust is everything, where leadership isn't just about throwing touchdowns, but about how you respond when the pressure is suffocating, Shedeur passed the test with flying colors. This wasn't the first time he'd done it either. Earlier in training camp, when he sat out a session due to soreness, the headlines erupted. Sanders battling injury, durability in question. Sources say he's struggling. By the next morning, the narrative was already spinning into something bigger than reality. When Shedeur faced reporters, he shut it down immediately. No drama, no panic, no defensive energy, just a calm explanation. No injury, he said. Just soreness. Training camp soreness. I stretched. I hydrated. And just like that, the story died. What the media hasn't quite figured out is that Shedeur refuses to play the role they've written for him. He's not the emotional rookie desperate for validation. He's not the brash kid trying to prove. He's better than his father. He's not the cocky young quarterback eager to throw his teammates under the bus to elevate himself. Instead, he is something much rarer in today's NFL. A rookie who already understands how to control the room, the camera, and the conversation. And this composure isn't accidental. It's deliberate. It's practiced. It's strategy. Approaches press conferences the same way he approaches defenses on the field. He reads the coverage before the snap. He identifies the blitz in the tone of the question. He adjusts his protections, his body language, his cadence. And then, he delivers a strike right between the talking points, leaving no room for misinterpretation. Sometimes it's a subtle jab. Sometimes it's a simple phrase like, "I'm focused on reps, not rumors." But every word is chosen carefully. Every response is designed to diffuse tension rather than ignite it. Call it media chess. And right now, Shedeur is playing 3 moves ahead of everyone else. Inside the Browns facility, this matters more than people realize. Because while the front office may be divided, while ownership might be playing politics, the locker room is paying attention to who shows up, who leads, who earns respect. And when your quarterback takes a shot from the owner, shrugs it off publicly, and keeps showing up early, staying late, and keeping the focus on football, that resonates, that builds trust. That's how you start as QB3 and begin to look like QB1. For the fans, this is even more powerful. Cleveland has lived through years of disappointment at the quarterback position. They've watched veterans fold under pressure, young stars implode, press conferences filled with excuses and finger-pointing. But now they're watching a 22-year-old rookie handle the noise with more maturity than the men running the franchise. And in a city that has been starving for a quarterback they can believe in, it's more valuable than any preseason stat line. Because Shedeur Sanders isn't just proving he can throw a fade route. He's proving he doesn't fade under pressure, and that, more than anything, is why Haslam's comment backfired so spectacularly. What was meant to undercut Shedeur ended up highlighting exactly why he's becoming undeniable as the weeks roll on. The pressure will only grow. The media will pivot, as they already have, shifting from skepticism to admiration, from framing him as arrogant to praising him as mature beyond his years. Fans will get louder, demanding to see him on the field. Teammates will continue to rally behind him, knowing he's already earned their trust. And the Browns will eventually face a choice they can't dodge forever. Stick with the old model, clinging to politics, hierarchy, and fear. Or embrace the new one that's been sitting right in front of them all along. Because Shedeur Sanders isn't just here to play quarterback. He's here to redefine what leadership in this league looks like. He's here to expose the biases, dismantle the narratives, and show that poise, composure, and confidence don't have to be punished when they come from him. And maybe, just maybe, he's here to finally give Cleveland the one thing it has been chasing for decades. A quarterback who doesn't just survive the chaos but commands it. So what do you think? Has Jimmy Haslam already lost this battle of narratives? Is Shedeur Sanders the future of the Browns? Or will politics keep him on the sidelines longer than he deserves? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into the stories the highlight reels never show you.